True, in all parts, because I myself had my traumas, and I was angry, and I was angry, and I was angry, and resentment, and I couldn't get away from that. So I had my trauma treatment, and even then, I learned there to forgive myself, but also to forgive the person who did the things to me, and that really helps, and that's what we do as well. We just learn or show people the path, and also the path of forgiveness.
Welcome to the Silent Epidemic by Omnia Therapy. I'm your host, Hatice Mehmet-Quirk. Today, I'm joined by Rogier and Chris from Montgó Lifestyle, a unique recovery and wellness centre in Spain. After years of personal struggle, you turned your own journey of recovery into a mission to help others rediscover balance, harmony, and healing. Through Montgó Lifestyle, you combine therapy, movement, nutrition, and the power of nature to create a safe, holistic space for change. Rogier and Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
No, thank you for taking the time. So let's begin with your story. What led you from personal challenges to founding Montgó Lifestyle?
Well, like you said, it's my own past. Now August this year, I am 16 years in recovery.
Well done.
So I'm very
Nice.
pleased with that.
Yeah.
And actually, because of that, I wanted to do something different. And I've seen myself how it is as a client, because 16 years ago I went into recovery and I saw how things were moving in the clinic. I've been to South Africa. I've been in big groups and did recovery in big groups, which was helpful. I did 12-step based. And then I started working in healthcare.
Nice.
But then again, I also saw how it went as a caretaker, how it went in clinic, and I wanted to do it differently.
Yeah,
I wanted to do it on the lifestyle base, because I learned what do you have to do, what do you have to change, you have to do everything. So not only the trauma part, but also lifestyle, structure, nutrition, working with the body. So I started with that, and I had my first client. I did everything myself, and I had a psychologist who worked on the trauma part, and it worked. And we got more clients and more clients. And I started 6 years ago, and now we're an amazing team, but still with the same vision and mission as I started it.
So it sounds like you really used your lived experience of going into recovery to shape what you do at Montgó, but your foresight and your vision is that recovery is a lifestyle choice.
Yes.
And that's what you try and imprint when people come to you. So obviously you get into the root cause of the trauma stuff with the therapy and the psychiatry, but then you also lead the way in terms of the importance of all the other aspects that shape someone's recovery and their lifestyle going forward. And obviously you've got Chris that's part of the team now.
True, yeah. I'm more or less 3 years now with Montgó Lifestyle.
Nice.
And I'm very happy and pleased to be there, because indeed it's a beautiful way of a holistic approach.
Yes.
And that's really, I can see how it works, and it's a beautiful way. Yeah, because
Brilliant.
you really take on every level and every aspect of life.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's funny actually, because I was saying this just last night in terms of, I think the difference with that approach is that people are taught earlier on in that early stage when they sort of surrender and they say, I'm ready, I need to work on this. That it's not a lifetime of pain that they're sentencing themselves to. It's a lifestyle that's going to free them from that pain.
True. In all parts, because I myself had my traumas, and I was angry, and I was angry, and I was angry, and resentment, and I couldn't get away from that. So I had my trauma treatment, and even then, I learned there to forgive myself, but also to forgive the person who did the things to me, and that really helps, and that's what we do as well. We just learn or show people the path, and also the path of forgiveness.
Yeah.
Which was very, very powerful, because they're all resentment towards themselves, but also to the family or to somebody else or to the business, and to do that to yourself, that's a liberty.
Yeah.
So, and for everybody, it's different.
Yeah.
That's where our strength is as well. We have place for 12 persons, so it's a small group,
Nice.
and we really bespoke. So we see what do you need as a person, because everybody is different. And although the addiction is the same and the behavior is the same, but the outcome or the lifestyle they had is different. So we really treat on that matter and see, okay, what do you need on your part?
Because it's so important to get the metric right for the individual, right? Because to say to people, okay, you're going to come in and you're going to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. But that's not going to fit everybody because, as you say, the addiction is the same. The behaviors might be the same. The reasons why the person's there are going to be different. So those reasons are going to impact, but also you've got the character of the person that is different, their own lifestyle, their own circumstances. So it sounds like you really look at that whole picture and think, okay, what is going to help you? What works for you?
Yeah.
To help that person pave that way of this new lifestyle.
True, completely true. And that's why our team is bigger than the amount of clients we have. So and we're really proud of that. But it's also somebody is not ready to go straight to the trauma.
Yeah.
So maybe you have to start to bring the nerve system in peace. And or instead of like talking directly with the psychologist, okay, let's see what you have to do with your body first before you open up.
And creating a safe space, especially. Yeah, building on the trust and then take it from there. How you say the nervous system regulation. And then when there's the trust, they will open up. And you can even see that sometimes it can go done quickly because, yes, they're willing to surrender.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. The acceptation is step one, but indeed like surrendering and accepting. It goes hand in hand. Yeah.
And fun.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, seriously, because the recovery is fun as well. It's not only, and that a lot of people don't have that in life.
Yeah.
They were just on and on and on continuously with their business or struggle with the family, with the kids.
Yeah.
And then they learn to have some fun moments as well.
Yeah.
So we take them out, and maybe in Spain it's nice to do something canoeing or whatever. So biking.
But also as a team, we also we throw a little bit of humor in there. We laugh, we joke, because it's important to just be real, and that's something also very beautiful in it.
Yeah.
And I dare say that, unfortunately, you probably come across a lot of people that have come to that point in their lives where they probably can't even remember the last time they had fun.
No.
They might have thought they were reaching for that fun, but they weren't ever getting there. They're just full of pain. So to be able to show them that actually this is what it looks like and this is what life's about, that reminder that life can be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in their mind, life is fun to have a glass of wine and be pissed and just, driving around and think that's fun. And then they found out that's insanity.
Yeah.
And laugh later on instead of, it's really weird what I've done and it's really destructive, but also laugh in a way, what a kind of stupidity I've done that. So it's like Chris said, it's a safe environment we create where people trust themselves and bond with themselves and also with the group. So
and the connection with us, connection with nature, the environment, connection with each other. But the main thing is reconnecting with themselves. And that's also where the fun part is. Because indeed, like if you think about like when you were a little child, you used to have fun with whatever it was. But
make do with it.
So that's the thing. So you're going to reconnect with parts of you that you lost on the way. So
Nice. It sounds like you've got a big team, and it sounds like the team have all got that same ethos of let's connect, let's bond, let's show the fun, and make this time for these people an opportunity.
Definitely.
Yeah. Nice.
It is an opportunity, and of course they take that opportunity when they sign up, when they come.
Yeah. So obviously we've spoken about the individual and their experience and how you work with them on that holistic approach, teaching them the fun, etc., etc. How do the families come into that?
We try to take the family in. Of course, it's also a decision of the client, but we try to also motivate them if they are not willing in the beginning. But because it's a shared process. Of course, it's the individual who is in recovery, but at the end, it's also their family who is in the same process. Because when that individual is going to change and the habits will going to change, also the family habits will change. And again, there's resentment, there is anger, there is grief, there is a lot there. And we can just see like giving like a little bit the stage to the partner or to the children, and just that they can share what the experience or what everything happened to them, what it did. it really matters. So that's why we really try to take it in, and we see how we can make that happen. Huh? Sometimes people choose to do that online, but if we can, we fly them in, they can stay with us. So when you really see that when you're in the room together, the bonding is even more profound.
So you have the facilities to be able to house the families as well on site?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Maybe you can tell the beautiful story that we...
Yeah, no, it's... Well, yeah, and I will tell definitely. But what I think is really important is that also the partners or the children or who's ever related to the client is have an understanding of what's happening. Yeah. But the other way around as well. The client needs to understand and have to have respect for the process of the person they hurt, the siblings or whatever. So having an understanding and being together under guidance of one of the therapists is so powerful, because then there is connection. And otherwise they move away from each other. And yeah, what Chris is referring to, we had a woman who gave birth to a baby, not in Montgó, but before. But she suffered from anxiety and depression after that, and she couldn't go anywhere because she can't leave the baby for 5 months alone. Yeah. So we arranged to come for her to come over for her with the family, with the dad and the two other children. Yeah. And they stayed on site and she could do her treatment. So we looked for opportunities. So this lady stayed for 10 weeks at the end, and she's doing very, very well. Yeah. So, yeah.
Do you know what? That's actually made my hair stand on end, because what an opportunity.
Yeah.
Just a quick break from today's episode. If you've ever tried to get therapy, you know how frustrating it can be. You're finally ready to talk to someone, but you've been stuck on a waiting list for months. That's not how mental health support should work. Omnia Therapy makes getting help simple. You can book a session with a fully qualified professional in just 24 hours. No waiting, no contracts, just real support when you need it. And at £40 per session is actually affordable. If you're struggling, don't wait. Tap the link in the show notes or head to omniahealthgroup.com to book your session today. And it sounds like you try to find the way to open doors to help people in their journey rather than close them with, we can't do X, or being quite rigid with what you can and can't do. Yeah. Opening those doors to be able to give a woman and her family, especially someone with a young baby, the opportunity to work on themselves, but while still connecting and bonding with their family. Because imagine the guilt she would have felt leaving the baby to work on that. Maybe logistically she couldn't have been able to do that, but she's had that opportunity.
And also for the baby.
Indeed, for the baby and for the other child.
The other
man,
children.
like you keep the connection there, and they are together in that process. So
so we're quite open. We're quite open about and see how we can make it work. And if not, we help the people to see where another place is best for them. So we don't let it just go.
Good. It's interesting what you say about the families, because I think people forget it goes both ways, doesn't it? You've got the pain of the person who's going through the addiction process and in the recovery stages. And then you've got the family that are angry. They lack the understanding. They're resentful. They're scared because they don't know. They're probably at the end of their tether because they probably feel like they've tried most angles and they haven't been able to get through to this individual. To bring people together in that space, to be able to say, well, hold on a minute. You need to see what's happened here. Yeah. You need to understand what's happened here, and to try and find a way to bridge that together so that there's almost this working together to work through it.
True. Completely true. And it works because when they go home, most likely together then, because they stay there on site. They're happy and jolly and go home in a good way.
So they're almost able to start their new way of living on this even keel through that connection, because they've aired out all of their pain and difficulties from both sides. Yeah. Because again, the person that comes into the clinic for treatment in the first place is angry, it's upset, it's probably felt like no one's heard and understood me.
True. Or the other way around, they think, but my life is okay and I've been sent by my wife or whatever.
But do they really believe that?
Of course not.
That's the front that they're putting on, right? That's the
ego.
facade. Yeah, that's, I don't need this. I'm all right. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Just have a few drinks in the evening. That old chestnut, that we've heard all of those stories. But at the same time, that pain is in there. So, that's really, it's a great opportunity to pave that way for them as a family to go forward. Well, everyone's had that opportunity to be really heard in a safe environment.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because how you express it beautifully, you can't heal what you can't feel. So all of the emotions from all of the family members are really important, and they need to be valued or heard and shared, and then you can work through it. If not, you miss an important part of the whole treatment plan. So,
And we see the difference here, because of course there are partners that don't want to do anything. You and treatment, just go for it, and
your problem.
And then at the moment they go back home or whatsoever. It goes well maybe for a while, but they happens again. Maybe not relapsing, but there is a struggle within the relationship. So we always motivate the client, and as well the family to part of the treatment.
Yeah. I think what we always find with Omnia Neurodiscovery, when people sort of go on to that new journey is that it's bringing to people's attention that it's normal to, as you say, like that feeling, that those feelings are coming back, right?
Yes.
That person has not got their unhealthy coping mechanisms that they had before, which was to numb those feelings or block them out and just completely not ignore them. Feeling those feelings for the first time is going to be really uncomfortable. How does that person process them feelings? The family being understanding that that person's going to have to navigate that process in their own way, so that they have the patience and understanding to manage that, because that can look scary as well. When you see someone sort of sitting there with that angsty feeling of not knowing, well, how do I process these feelings? The loved one is looking on and thinking, is this?
Yeah.
And then their fear probably kicks in of,
definitely, it's
are we going back to where we were? So,
and that's why it's so important. It's like the psychoeducation, and we also try to really give that. And when they come together to understand and explain, because they have built their patterns. And so, again, it's about, okay, what is your pattern? What is your partner or your children's patterns? And how can we make change and adaptations in there so that it's more helping instead of dysregulating? But it is a scary process, but also a very beautiful process. And that's the thing, you can really see people grow together, and then they can connect with the love that they once shared, and that was maybe not there for the last months or years or
building trust is from both sides, but important. Again, building as well a safe environment for at our place it's safe, but also when you go home.
Because that's starting, as you mean, to go on that even kill when there's so much of the unknown to be dealing with. But I suppose the unknown becomes almost then a little bit more exciting rather than scary.
True.
Yeah, wow, it's really nice.
That's also why the aftercare is so important. And that's why we also really want to work. And we're happy with the collaboration also here and there, so that we can do send people to the right places, and that family members, as the people themselves or the person itself, can have like a good aftercare. Because in a safe environment and being there, that's
true.
That's something great.
And I think a lot of people forget that, don't they? They think that, you go somewhere 28 days or however long you choose to go to, and that's it, I'm fixed. I'm done.
I'm cured. Here we go.
That age-old idea that that's all you've got to do. That's just the beginning. So being able to work with, clients as they come from that process and come into our aftercare through the program is that bridge, and gives them that length of, working through those feelings when they've got the triggers of the work, the day-to-day stuff that they haven't had when they've been in treatment, but yet doing that in that safe space. They can then use the tools that they've learned from you, put them into practice, but then they've got that space to share. And together it builds that nice path to what good recovery looks like.
To be clean is
Indeed.
probably easy.
Yeah, the abstaining
to
part.
stay.
That's it. To be in recovery and stay in recovery, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
And that's why aftercare is so important.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. But also from your surrounding support, but also respect. Like I just said, respect the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all about communication as well. If they learn from your guys and from our side, but also from Omnia, that it's all right to talk about your feelings and do that. And because if you withdraw yourself again, you're not feeling well, and you don't say anything. The first thing what happens with the surroundings is like getting that scared moment. Like, okay, shit, here we go again.
Yeah.
Which is maybe not the case.
No.
You have to talk about it.
Yeah, it's funny actually, because I spoke to someone who was struggling last week. And from what he was saying, it was like he was the communication just wasn't there, right? And he wasn't comfortable with certain things, and because he wasn't comfortable with certain things, he would drink on it because that was his coping mechanism. I said, "But what stops you saying no?" He looked at me like I'd said some strange. I said, "You have that choice to say no. It's down to you to communicate." And with all the will in the world, I've looked and I've searched high and low. There isn't a course that you can do where you can mind read. It doesn't work, right?
No, not yet.
Not yet. I said, we can't. No one has that ability. So, in order for someone to understand what you need or what you want or what's going on for you, it's down to you to express that, and that's so important. But then, how do you express that when you're choosing to go down a path or use a substance that's distorting how you express yourself? So it's like a catch-22, isn't it?
That's why it's so important to change lifestyle and also to change habit, because otherwise you fall back into your old habits.
Yeah.
And from old habits, we all know you're relapse. And if you haven't never ever learned to say no, that's why they need support. So it's really good that you do that and say people need that support until it become a new habit.
Yeah.
True.
And this thing of no, this, I guess, I know it's a negative word, but it can be used to a positive advantage. And I think people forget that. And you're doing that to look after yourself. But as you said, changing those lifestyle habits, I think people also need to remember that the lifestyle habits that they came into with recovery weren't helping.
No.
It weren't doing anything for them, was it?
They thought.
Yeah. But
it wasn't.
Realizing that it wasn't.
No.
Yeah.
Food-wise, day and night rhythm, it's just like your biorhythm is completely gone when people come in rehab.
Yeah.
And but you have to change that.
Yeah.
But also experiencing other methods of relaxation. That's also very important. And that's something beautiful. People can taste a little bit, I would say it. Like, okay, they have a taste of meditation, they have a taste of yoga, of breath work, and they can see what fits me.
Yeah.
And so when you come back then to your own home environment, you take those tools, as we say, with you, and you can also see okay, I need to take this into my daily habits as new ways.
Yeah, and also give yourself some rest, and it's we do as well. People have their treatment, they have their sessions, but between those sessions, there's time to reflect.
Yeah.
And that's why we achieve a lot, or the clients achieve a lot in a short period of time, because in those reflections, that's where the magic happens.
Yeah.
Because then they're going to think, it's going to sink in. That's why we don't believe in, and for a lot of people it helps, but in back-to-back sessions, we have the group sessions and we have the individual, but between there is time to reflect.
You can see that some people, they want to run and want more. So it's also about learning them okay, slow down, breathe, take a moment. Yeah.
Why? What are we going to do now? What are we going to do now?
What do you mean stop, don't do anything?
And that's sometimes the biggest habit that they have. Keep on going. So in that way, it's also okay, here we start already. No, we're not going to do so. And of course, sometimes there's a little bit of resistance in there. But that's when you grow. If you can look at it and okay, let's try something different.
Just a quick break from today's episode. Let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention: mental health at work. If you run a business, you've probably seen it. Stress, burnout, employees who aren't performing at their best because they're struggling. The problem? Most companies don't know how to address mental health in a way that actually helps their team. That's where Omnia Corporate Training comes in. we provide CPD certified mental health training that's practical, flexible, and designed to fit into any workplace. If you want to invest in your team's well-being, and let's be real, happy employees perform better, tap the link in the show notes or visit omniahealthgroup.com to learn more.
Yeah.
It's funny actually, because I was talking about self-reflection and even breath work and relaxation exercises with a mum the other day. And she was saying that she's got a teenage daughter, and the teenage daughter doesn't, would benefit from these things, but isn't doing it, etc., etc. And it was like, it's amazing that we're not taught that from such a young age, that as important as it is to brush our teeth and eat healthily and exercise and go, that space for ourselves to calm down the mind, relax and reflect. What was my part in it? What did I do today? What could I have done differently? How would I have liked that to be different? Having those questions that just were through your head, for you check in with what's going on for you, are such valuable tools. But I think we come from a generation or a time where that wasn't really in place. And it doesn't look like we're getting there, even though there's such awareness of the benefits of those tools.
You can see it's growing. It's growing.
Mm.
Yeah? And I think indeed, like the more awareness there comes, the more parents. So that's the beautiful part with the story of the woman and the children. Like, she already can teach them at a very young age. And in that way, yes, we are changing step by step altogether. So
and she's breaking that cycle, right? Because she's then able to teach her children this is the way forward with the healthy coping strategies.
They're also learning things like your mobile. We're all attached to it. You know, the adolescents as well. We're all attached to it. So why do you take a moment of if you take a moment of yourself, you grab your phone.
Yeah.
That's not a moment for yourself. That's being out of reality. So even with us, people can have their phones. We have limited time that the people can, because otherwise we think if you take it away, after 3 weeks, get the phone back and they go back straight into the old habits. Their first hour they're on the phone or WhatsApps and things like that. But with us, we teach them how to learn that. And most of the people, if you don't force it, they put it away. And and they still have moments to have a chat with the children whatsoever, which is also important.
So important.
So they learn, and then it's we hope that they continue with that structure back home. But aftercare is a good part in that as well, because if you keep aware of that, okay, what's your phone, how's your work, or how is your life work balance in general? It's all about balance.
I want to say, you just also said it. It's about checking in, and that's the main thing. Yeah, like when we do a day opening or a day closure, it's again checking in. When they come in therapy, I ask them every level, take a moment, check in. How do you feel physically, mentally, emotionally? Because those are different things, and people look at me like, "What are you asking?" So there you go. It's really about like, what do I feel, and how can I react, or what can I do with it?
Yeah.
Because indeed, like also a body, and I think that's also something very beautiful that we have. We really also focus on the body, because the body keeps the score, like Bessel van der Kolk is saying. It's so true. So if people like we're going to skip that part and we're only going to be on a cognitive level, you miss out on it. So our body gives so many signals, and it's so beautiful when you start listening to it. And that's also with all the therapies, the body work, everything that we do, the energetic work, you also dive into that part. And for some of the people, it's so new that, really something opens up in them.
It's funny that, because this morning I had a client and there was talks of, she said, I feel anxious. And the question I asked is, what do you think that anxiety is telling you? Because it's telling you something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just there for no reason. What is the signal it's trying to give you?
True.
And it's unpicking that to go back to figure that out.
Yeah.
So,
everything, and that's like you said, energetic work. It's a big part in our program as well. You know, it's just to feel the energy, but also your body and balance your nerve system. Everything is related to each other.
Where do you see recovery and well-being heading in the coming years?
For in general, or for Montgó Lifestyle, or
for Montgó in general?
Well, in general, I think there's a long way to go, and I think like our collaboration and with others, I still believe there is collaboration in healthcare, not competition, and And the more we work together, the more people we can reach. And because recovery and well-being, I think what we see as well now in society is just on the top of the list. And don't underestimate it. It's really, really, people need help. And not all the same. That's why I think bespoke programs and treatments. But no, it's there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. But yeah, like we do now, I really appreciate it, because that collaboration will help many people to stay tuned and to stay in recovery and well-being.
Yeah. And that collaboration gives like that comfort to us as providers, to the client as a user, in terms of knowing that this path is going to keep me where I need to be. And as clients go further and further down that path, they get more and more of the taste of the benefits of it. And then it becomes easier to sort of make it that everyday lifestyle.
Exactly. And they can bring it over to others again. You know, when we talk about 12-step program, but that's in general, that's for everybody. You know, being aware of it, but also at the end, just pass on your experience. And if you do that, instead of like sticking in your own world and your own ego, just try to help others as well and spread the word. But I think that's what we all do. And whether it's addiction, whether it's burnout, whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression, which is also really upcoming now, unfortunately. But for us, I think there's a lot of work to do to help those people in a good way.
Yeah. Just a quick break from today's episode. Have you ever felt like the kind of support you need just doesn't exist? Maybe you need help outside of normal hours. Maybe you don't even know where to start. That's why Omnia Neurodiscovery exists. We offer specialized, flexible mental health support, including intensive evening and weekend packages for people who need something different. If that sounds like what you've been looking for, don't wait. Tap the link in the show notes or visit omniahealthgroup.com to find out how we can help.
And it's all about balance in life. We're all searching balance.
Balance is so important on so many aspects.
And it goes up and it goes down and it goes up. It's like your heartbeat. If it goes like this, you're dead. So it goes up and down.
With all the will in the world, that is one thing that I'm always like juggling, is that balance, because there's sometimes with work where it just goes through the roof and I think, oh my God, how am I going to sustain this? And then I slow it right down again and then it bounces back up. But as you say, that's just the way that life goes.
As long as you learn for yourself how to not go, if it goes up, to try to numb it a little, and if it goes down, to try to lift up again. And and that's what we do. We just guide people to go a little bit in that wave instead of like really highs ups and highs lows.
I think it's also a common mistake. People think balance is indeed a flat line, and it isn't.
No, we're dead.
And
there's no fun though in the world. So
no fun there.
We need sometimes. We have to. We need it, but not in a destructive way. And that's what a lot of people do. The life is destructive because they don't know how to cope with it, and they don't know how to find that right balance between the middle.
Thank you for sharing your inspiring journey and vision with us. Your story is powerful and a reminder of the role that forgiveness, acceptance, and balance play in recovery, not just from dependency, but in life itself. Before we close, is there one message of encouragement you'd like to leave with our listeners, especially those who may be seeking balance or considering their own path to recovery?
I would say just remember you're not alone. Whatever you do, you're not alone. Just reach out. You can have a balanced, very balanced life with harmony. Where you can have harmony for yourself and also for others.
And indeed, it's about like start connecting. And there are a lot of tools out there. You have meditation apps, there is breathwork, you have mindfulness. Like go take small steps, because it is the small steps and the day-to-day that will eventually make the big change. So.
You know, I always say to people with breathwork, if you can do 20 seconds the first day, it's a start. Then you can do 30 seconds the next day. And then you build it up. And then you might notice that actually it drops back down to 20 seconds again on the third week or what happened on that day? Why did it drop again? What's happening for you? So that they can start to learn to be in tune with what's going on for their bodies. But it's a practice. You don't just, and I always use the analogy of, I don't know if you've ever been to a yoga class, but it's something I've been trying more recently. And the teacher, she's brilliant. She gets herself into some really strange positions. How does she do that? But obviously she's a yoga instructor and it's her job and she's really good at it. But the point is, I'm not going to do that on the first class.
No.
I'm not going to do that on the second week of going. It takes practice. And it's like mindfulness and breath work is the same. It takes time to practice it and build it up. So
life in general, because if you do something already 20 years and you think you can manage that in one quick fix in 1 week, no, it's not happening like that.
Yeah.
But I like that. It's really nice said. Yeah, really well said. Yeah.
I also always laugh with it. Like people who smoke, actually, they take a moment, they go outside, they sit, and what they actually do next to smoking, because let's be clear, I'm not a fan of smoking, but they take a deep breath in and a long breath out. So actually what you're doing is you take a pause and you're breathing. So I would recommend like everybody have a break, but not to smoke,
not the
but just
break,
go indeed and have a big breath in, a long breath out, take some fresh air. And just by bringing that into your day, you already make a change.
Yeah.
So,
Nice, yeah. So, to our audience, thank you for tuning in to the Silent Epidemic. If this story has resonated with you, please like, share and subscribe. Stay with us for more conversations on recovery, mental health and well-being. Thank you.
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.